In this video, I am going to explain what is meant by relative and absolute positioning. Relative positioning means you are positioning an element relative to its normal flow. It You would apply relative positioning to add slight change in its normal position or the normal flow. Normal flow is where the browser will simply follow the elements, the order in which the element is placed in your HTML file, and if it is inline it will go into the same line. If it is a block element it will go into the next line. So you can position any element relative to its normal position, maybe a little bit to the left and right and things like that. So in the hands-on folder, chapter 8, there is a folder called relative-absolute. From there, open the relative HTML. Here you can see there is a div with a paragraph which is called my content, and here you are saying that you are going to position my content relative to its normal flow. So here the relative positioning would be, or relative would be, the normal flow would be H1, the relative positioning, that heading followed by this paragraph which would be start left line, that is the normal flow. But here what we are going to say is that I am going to position this relative to its normal flow, and I want to place it 30 pixel to the right. That means you would have left positioning like 30 pixels and the font family. So what will happen is, in normal case the paragraph should begin here, and now since we use the positioning as relative and put a 30 pixel gap here, it will start with some space in between. So that is the relative positioning. So you are positioning it relative. Next one is absolute positioning. Absolute positioning means you are giving the position absolutely. That means you can take some content and place it wherever you want. You would give usually the top left positioning. So I'm going to open up this absolute HTML, and there you have absolute positioning in H1 along with a paragraph which is called content. The div is called content. So here you are going to say that position is absolute. That means I'm going to give the position of where this content should appear, and you said it is left 200. Top left means its position from here to here, that is the left, and then top means from top to that position. So in any circumstances, to represent where a box should begin, the only two points that you have to give is left distance and the top distance, the distance from the left margin and the distance from the top. So here we are saying that it should start at 200 comma 100 position, and some width you have that. So let's see how it appear. So this is 200 pixel, and that is the top that you have given, which is 100. Now what if I want to position, what if I want to put some border around it? I'm going to say that border maybe 3 pixel, 3 pixel solid red, solid, and a color FF0000. Alright, so I want to put a border around it. Alright, now maybe a little bit padding so the letters won't stick to the border. px. All right. All right. Now, what if I want to position it somewhere else? Maybe on here. That means the left would be a longer number and the top would be a higher number. So here I am going to say that I want to put it 600 by 600 position, pixel position. So I am taking it from its normal flow and placing it wherever I would like by giving the position absolute and left and top. Now you can see that it appeared here. What if I wanted to place it somewhere in the top? So maybe 10 pixel and then 600 pixel on my left. So you can see that it appeared here. In normal circumstances, in the normal flow, there is no way it's going to appear, in the H1 tag, within the H1 tag or the previous tag. But now you said we are going to position that irrespective of where it's going to fall in the normal flow. So you gave the absolute positioning. So you can change it if you would like, or if you don't want it at the H1, if you want to place something, maybe you can give it 100 pixels. So it will appear before. This is how you absolutely take a content. It can be any tag, it can be images, it can be links, whatever, and then you can absolutely position something in your web page. So that is the absolute versus relative position.